Washington, Republicans moved their tax reform bill along on Wednesday in one of the final steps, before voting to pass the major overhaul of the federal tax code, while Democrats raged about elements of the bill and an inability to participate in the process. Republicans and Democrats from both chambers joined together for the conference meeting on the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in an effort to hash out the differences between the respective versions passed by the House and Senate. Only the singular bill had been completed and wrapped up ahead of the meeting. The pre-conference meeting deal negotiated by Republicans, which included a handful of changes, enraged Democrats in the room, many of whom are committee-ranking members and longtime tax writers. Immediately after the hearing began, Rep. Lloyd Doggett of Texas motioned to postpone the hearing until Doug Jones could be seated after winning Alabama's special election on Tuesday, a move Democrats began demanding earlier in the day. Kevin Brady, the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, denied the motion and told Democrats that such motions were not an option on the table. What ensued was repeated back-and-forth arguments between Republicans and Democrats about process and contents of the tax bill. This conference, so-called conference committee, is a farce, said Sen. Bernie Sanders, the top Democrat on the Budget Committee. According to media reports, the final legislation has already been completed. This legislation, which will have a major impact on our economy, has not had one public hearing. Quote, Senate Majority Whip John Cornyn shrugged off the notion that Democrats were excluded from the tax reform effort, saying, they have voluntarily chosen not to participate in the process. Quote, Republican Rep. Don Young snarked that he's glad he wore his cowboy boots. You know why cowboys wear cowboy boots, he said. To keep their damn pants clean from the horse manure that comes from people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Quote, Sen. Bob Menendez, a Democrat, quipped back at Young, when you create the manure, you have to walk in it. Quote, outside the hearing room when Senate conferees briefly departed for votes, they lamented how the hearing was going, each blaming the other party. Sen. Pat Toomey, a Pennsylvania Republican, said Democrats chose to take themselves out of the room, adding, that's unfair.